Hey guys, Metal Oregon here, and I have another version of what's been banging my head over the past couple of weeks. And these are all CDs. Mostly play these in the car, or in the truck I should say. So anyway, I got a good, well, let's see, I got a good healthy stack here. And but anyway, we're going to start off with a band I interviewed a couple weeks ago, a band called Legion. And of course, this is Shadow of the King. Come out in 2003, and this is actually an independent release from the band. It's on Legion Records. This is the original cover version of this album, and just think power metal, not real heavy power metal, but power metal, little melodic influences involved. Good album. Anyway, that's one that's been banging my head lately. Number two, and you know, I know there's a lot of fans of this band. I'm kind of late to the party. I just never really got to listen to the band much back in the 80s. I'd listened to a lot of stuff, but Metallica was not one of them. I just started picking up a lot of the releases, and of course I picked up this one. I actually picked up 4 of them at Walmart, all for $5 each, and this of course is Master of Puppets, which came out in 1986. And I gotta tell you, really love this album. It isn't, to me it isn't totally full onslaught of thrash. You get into the latter parts of the CD, and I think it gets to be more traditionally played heavy metal, not like Battery, Master of Puppets. I really loved Orion, the instrumental. And anyway, here's Metallica, Master of Puppets. Another Metallica that has been banging my head was Kill 'Em All from 1983, and of course on CD. And if you have not, I'm sure this is probably one that everybody owns on vinyl probably. Of course it has Whiplash, Hit the Lights, The Four Horsemen, Metal Militia, Seek and Destroy, you know, classic album. Love this album. And I guess I'm appreciating Metallica more now than I was earlier. You know, I guess I never really gave them a chance, but anyway, Metallica, Kill 'Em All. And then the new Sabaton, The Last Stand. I do have it on vinyl, and I do have it on of course CD, and I don't think it's as strong as their last album, but still a good album. They never fail, in my opinion. They always put out good quality heavy metal. Of course, this is more what you call war metal, and good stuff. I know a lot of people are praising this album, but I think it's just not as strong as the last release, but good stuff. In fact, they just played in Minneapolis here 2 nights ago. Anyway, so that's what's banging my head there. Also, another one is Rainbow, live in Boston in 1981. And this was recorded at the Orpheum Theater on May 2nd. And this was basically only a bootleg at one time, and it was finally put out on vinyl and CD. I do have the vinyl version of this as well. This is put out by the Purple Pyramid Records, and good stuff here. Check it out. I really enjoy the live stuff. All I can say about this is this fantastic release from these guys. 3-man army, a third of a lifetime. This has actually been, this is released, I think this is a re-release, but this is actually made in Canada. And this originally came out in 1971 on Buddha Records. And killer 70s hard rock. I mean, one of my favorite songs on here, let's see, is Another Day. Killer track. Phenomenal band. Great cover. And 13 tracks. If you like 70s hard rock, definitely pick this up. Three-Man Army. One of my probably top 3 in thrash releases of this year. And I'm talking about Mashiach, however you pronounce it, and Alliance of Thieves. Killer thrash. Band out of Australia. Of course, has John Dead on drums from Slayer era. And fantastic stuff. There is not one weak track on here. Definitely pick it up. And I know you've seen him in my video mail updates. But great stuff, great thrash. Definitely check them out. Some German thrash. About a month ago I was into picking up all of these. I did pick a lot of them up on vinyl, and what I didn't get on vinyl I picked up on CD, and this has been banging my head too last couple weeks. Accuser and Reflections. And this came out in 1994 on Century Media Records. Need a new cover though. But great stuff from the German thrashers. Of course, I have a bunch up here. I believe it's up here somewhere. Probably over here on vinyl. Somewhere up there. But anyway, killer thrash from Accuser. Also, the brand new release from Accuser, The Forlorn Divide, a top 5 thrash release of 2016 for me on Metal Blade. Killer stuff. Probably a couple of tracks that really stand out for me. It's Flow of Dying, Unreal Perception, and Impending Doom. But yeah, it's definitely a good year for thrash. Accuser thrash right here. The Forlorn Divide. And then, of course, I showed this a while ago. It was on vinyl. And with the vinyl release, which I really love, they also add in which I think a lot of bands and labels should be doing this anyway, since vinyls can be a little bit more spendy. This is the Assassin and Combat Cathedral, which was in the album itself. So there's been a few albums I bought that have included the CD version, and this happens to be one of them, Assassin. Again, more killer thrash release, and also a band from Germany. And then I have this on vinyl as well. It's part of the Rocks record series, and I'm talking about Oracle of Wasella. This is also included in the vinyl, and good stuff. Sean Pallotta on vocals. This is, I believe it originally came out in the 90s and released on Rocks Records, and great stuff. If you've not heard this, definitely pick it up. Great stuff. US power metal. Up next, you know, I heard one song off of this, and it kind of really grabbed me. And I'm talking about Blackfoot with their new release called Southern Native. And Southern Native was the one that actually I heard loved it, and then Whiskey Train. But you know, it's definitely not a full onslaught of way Blackfoot used to be. I think it's more rock orientated, has some maybe southern vibe in it, but you know, it's not a bad album. It has some good songs on it, but as a whole, I think it does lack a little bit. Of course, Ricky Medlock does appear. He's the one that kind of promoted the band and got the band together for this 2016 release. But here is Blackfoot with the Southern Native. And here's a band I've had on the show, must have been a couple years ago, and they finally have released not a full album but an EP, and I'm talking about a band out of Pennsylvania called Homicide Black, and they've released 2. And I showed this in my video mail update, and they do a cover version of the old Jefferson Airplane tune with Grace Slick on vocals, and the song is Somebody to Love. They do a great cover of that, and you should definitely check it out. 4 songs, I think a very good EP. And of course I'm talking about Jas Byers and let's see, Sean and Nestor are the main ingredients in Homicide Black. But definitely check it out. And then also on let's see what the Rocks or Row Productions, Rocks Records. I ordered the #1 version, or the #1 in this edition, and of course I ordered, of course this is a One Row Vision with Two-Headed Monster, 9 tracks, got 5 bonus tracks, band out of Australia, not bad at all. Steve Rowe on vocals, and classified more as pure Australian street rock. Definitely has a street rock feel about it. Good album, and definitely if you pick up the series #1, you get this included. So, or I think he added it in actually. So anyway, that was nice of him to do. But anyway, here is One Row Vision. And then a band out of the 70s referred to as the U.S. Led Zeppelin, and I'm talking about Cactus and Black Dawn. Killer album, just released here about a month ago, and definitely has that early Cactus feel about it, has that bluesy edge, the bluesy hard rock in it, and I'm talking #10 track. Definitely a blues song, and I'm talking about C70 blues, and of course Carmen Appice is on here. Tim Bogart has some influences on this album, but definitely Cactus, that's for sure. And if you have not heard this, definitely go pick it up. Great, you will not be disappointed in this. So anyway, that's what's been banging in my head as well. And then I got some progressive metal from the Laser's Edge distro, and this band is called Oddland, and the band is the album is called Origin. And these guys are more dark progressive metal. You could think of maybe Dream Theater, Symphony X, maybe Fate's Warning. But they have more of a darker vibe, a darker feel about them, but still a great release. I love progressive metal. Not all progressive metal, but if it's done right, definitely check it out. Here is a band called Oddland with Origin. That's been banging my head. And then a band I had on probably 2 months ago, female-fronted band out of New Jersey, and vocally has a Doro vibe about it. They play traditional metal, and I'm talking about a band called Flames of Fury, and 5 songs. Definitely good release. They are working on their first full length, and definitely a good album here. Flames of Fury, female fronted. Check it out. And then I got a couple left here. This was in a trade with Scott Waters, and he sent a couple of CDs, and one of them was Shades of Crimson with Fallen Hero. Definitely power metal. Love the stuff. Great stuff. Produced and engineered by Roy Z. And this came out in 2011. And I definitely love this. Great stuff. Last is that's been banging my head last couple weeks is also from Scott Waters. Thank you, Scott. Kim Mitchell with Rockland. Of course, those not familiar with Kim Mitchell, he was in Max Webster in the 70s. I prefer the Max Webster stuff over his solo material. This is not a bad release. It's not like, I believe his first one, Akimbo Alongo, and which I really love. This is not a bad album, but definitely different from the Max Webster stuff. So anyway, in the background, you're listening to Zephyr, the 45th anniversary of Zephyr going back to Colorado, and have some live CD on here. So good stuff. If you're a fan of Candy Gibbons and Tommy Bolin, Bobby Burgee, and the other members. But anyway, also want to say, don't forget to check out Metal Uprising on Wednesdays on SonicAsylumRadio.com from 7 to 10 p.m. and the return of the 70s Flashback Show coming in October. So as always say, keep it loud, keep it heavy, keep it metal, and that's what's been banging my head lately. So take care, everybody, and we'll see you next time.